Good morning. It's a Thursday. We're still in September and it's the 13th leg of my journey the Island Way, and we're going to be walking from Drumshanbo, where the sun is shining, to Carrick-on-Shannon through a little village called Leitrim, actually the village for which the county is named after. So yeah, but it's about, I don't know, 11 miles maybe, not too long a walk. We're going to take a little look at the Shed Distillery, famous for Drumshanbo gin. It's just up here. I don't know if it's dog friendly, but we'll go and find out. So we just had a really nice, lovely lunch at the Shed Distillery just here. Let us go right in. They've got a bar and a cafe and a visitor centre and a shop. And now we're going to head on our way to Leitrim. There we go. The jackalope. So we're trying to find our way to the very much anticipated boardwalk around Acres Lake, and we've taken two wrong entrances to the lake. The first was residential, the second was for getting to onto boats, so we're going to try a third. We can see where we want to be, it's just there's lots of these strange barriers blocking us through ways you think would almost be open, but never mind, we'll get there soon. So here we are on this lovely boardwalk going along the Acres Lake. I think this is still the Leitrim way. You can see lots of lily pads. It's a beautifully sunny day, and Tess is trying to find a place you can go for a swim. So I think this is our first canal of the trip. I don't know how many canals there are in Ireland actually, but this one connects the River Shannon up to Acres Lake, which is at the bottom of Drumshanbo, and I'm guessing maybe that's how in the days gone by the gin from the distillery we went to entered the Irish market. Hopefully we'll have an information board that will explain why they built this canal. It's a very nice trail, and it seems to have these shelters every kilometre or so, so in case there's a sudden downpour you can dive into it and seek a bit of shelter. Very thoughtful. Tess fancies a dip. Good girl, Tess. Clever girl. Can you get out? Can you make it? Go on then. Oh. And here is our first Irish lock. Look quite different to the English ones. And we're carrying on. We crossed over the canal and we're going down here. The other side of the canal, I think, is for cars and light traffic. Here it looks like we've got an interesting drawbridge that would fall down across the canal, allowing access to this field, but it must not be used very much because the track doesn't go anywhere. So we've just come off the canal and now we're heading into Leitrim village itself. It's only a kilometre or so up here. So we're getting into Leitrim village now. It's very pretty, and these little bollards, which I think are protecting the school and stopping cars coming up onto the pavement, are actually designed like little pencils, which is very sweet, with erasers on the top. You can just see that there. So we've just had a very nice rest at the Leitrim Inn, and now we're going to head out and carry on to Carrick. And the sun's out, which is gorgeous. So, there we go. So on my previous stop I was learning about the Irish nomenclature of their roads, and basically it's a very systematic system. There are three main classifications of roads. We have N roads, which stands for national, and they tend to connect the major cities with each other. So the main N roads radiate out from Dublin and kind of go from the far east to kind of north to the west and then to the south. So yeah, starting from N1 all the way around to N11. Now, some of those roads are motorways, and in the case it's a motorway section, that part of the road starts with the letter M, not N. Then you've got the R roads, where R stands for regional, and that's what I'm currently walking on, a regional road. And there's two classifications of those as well. 4-digit number, and if it's under 5,000, then it counts as a major regional road. And if it's above 5,000, then it's a less major regional road. If it's making any sense, I don't know. Most interestingly are the L roads. There are actually 3 divisions of those. The most rural of the L roads, where L stands for local, will have a 5-digit number, and that means that it's really quite a narrow local road, single track, possibly unpaved, and it'll have 5 digits after the L. And then you've got the primary local roads, so that'll be 4 digits after the L and below 5,000, and they tend to be wider than 4 meters, so I guess that means that pretty much 2 cars can pass each other across all stretches of the road. And then you've got the L roads that are under 4 meters wide, so basically a single track or a wide single track road, and they will be at the numbers L 5,000 to L 9,999 if they go that far. The third classification of the L road, which I've already talked about, they'll take the first 4 numbers of L road, and then they'll add an extra digit on the end, and that will tell you that it's a local road off a local road. And after all that talk of roads, actually this road appears to be unnumbered, so I wasn't quite sure if it was a private road or not. So what I do is I pretend I'm on Google Maps and I want to go to the far side of the road, and if Google allows me to kind of drive down the road, then I assume it to be public. It seems to kind of know what's allowed and what isn't. When not the Ordnance Survey, because we're not using those, we use a different style of map which isn't quite as good as the Ordnance Survey. It doesn't have as much detail on it and isn't updated, so lots of the new paths just don't feature on it, unfortunately. So I'm having to use a number of little hacks to figure out what's possible to get through and what's not, because it will appear on the map as a continuous track if something ever drove on it, but there could be barriers across it or locked gates or whatever. Anyway, Google, I think, knows where people drive from their location data, and so it is a more reliable source of information as to whether the road is passable or not. So yes, it seems to work, and we haven't met any barriers yet. So we've arrived in Carrick-on-Shannon, and it's a lovely little town, and the sun's out, and we're just going to stop for a coffee, I think.